Hey everyone, welcome back to Kalei Plants. It's me again, Mark, and in this video we're going to be doing an unboxing of my recent plant purchases. Now I have two packages here and they've been ordered at very different times, and I think I want to show them to you. I think some of these have been air dried before, and then it was a complicated shipping journey for these succulents. So I think we'll start with the one that I'm not very confident of, because these plants have went through two different shipping times. This just so you know, this came from Satelin Sanil Saltin, and she used to own the Benguet shop on in Cabanatuan, where we bought our recent plants, and they had to close that place because they weren't getting enough profit from the plants to pay for their rent space. So that's really sad, but I still wanted to buy some plants from Ma'am Satelin because she really has these unique succulents. And yes, wow, this is nice. And what happened was I bought from her, and then I asked her to ship it through JNT, and JNT wasn't allowing her, but they were allowing other sellers to ship plants. So on her side, she wasn't allowed to ship plants, so she had to open up the package plants, and she had to I think she had to replant them again before she was able to ship it to me through LBC this time around. And I had to ask one of our fellow plant parents here in my area just to receive her package through LBC, and I'm thankful that the plants are here now, but I'm supposed to get this earlier than now. Okay, so that's just the long complicated journey of these succulents. So let's see how they are doing after all that trouble. Really, it's my fault. I'm to blame because I insisted that she can ship through JNT, and turns out that she wasn't able to. Okay, so really sad, but I'm really thankful for her. She was very patient with me, and she was able to ship the plants. And look at that, they're still intact. Okay, really nice. So this is, I believe, a Graptoveria Mrs. Richards. So we have our Purple Delight and we have our Mrs. Richards. I think this one gets a much more lighter, much more orangey tone. So I'll be showing you a clip of this probably tomorrow when it's bright already and you can see all the glory of the plant. I just want them out of the box for now. Really, I've been collecting a lot of Graptoverias, so that is one of my wish lists, so that I can add more to our collection, because Graptoverias are very easy. And this one is a Crassula Campfire. This is a very common succulent, but I've never had this plant before, and a lot of other growers here on YouTube, I believe, have tried this plant, and I don't have any experience with it because Crassulas, for the longest time, I believe that they were very difficult to grow, but now I'm trying out a new method, trying out our new potting mix for succulents. So I'm hoping that I can make Crassulas, I can grow more Crassulas again. And I think I wanted to make a rant for Crassulas. I think I can do it now since I'm gonna get a lot more Crassulas. And this is so nice. This is a Graptopetalum Ellen, and this is a free one. Really nice. Really thankful for Mom Satelin for sending this really adorable Ellen, and just in time because I was planning to replant my Ellen, and I'm hoping that I can plant this with the other one and plant them together. And the Ellen, compared with our Mirine and Mendoza, it has a much more pinker color, much more slightly reddish tinge or pinkish in color than the Mirine and the Mendoza, which has this much more pale color. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Wow, this is the Crassula, the other Crassula that is on my wish list, on my plant goals. And this one is, wow, this is really thick and it's really pretty. This is Crassula elegans, okay, and it's one of the stacking Crassulas, and you can see it's a much more chubbier Crassula that is stacking type as well, much like with our other barbecue Crassula, but this one is much more rounder. Kind of reminds me of Mirine or Mendoza with those round leaves and the stacking growth habits. Really nice, and I'm really grateful that I found a way to make my Crassula survive, and I'm hoping that I will keep this one alive, especially now that we're in the winter season. It's not gonna be too hot, so Crassulas will be kind of active, they won't be as dormant during the summer. And now hopefully I can make them established so that when summer comes, they will stay alive. Okay, so this I believe is the sunstar or something like that, some name like that. This is the rupestris sunstar, I believe. Okay, so I will show you a much more nicer clip of this plant tomorrow when it's bright. And look at that, the edges are really standing out from the center of the leaves, and it really has that appearance like a sedum firestorm, which we recently had on the channel. And that plant has these bright red edges that is in stark contrast with the rest of the leaves, which makes it this standing out plant that has really nice different variation in color. And this is what I really like with this Crassula as well. Yes, Crassulas for the longest time, so just so we can rant on them, let me just share my thoughts on Crassulas. I think I've had the most experience with Crassulas, with killing Crassulas with the jade plant. You might already have seen here on the channel, I've made several videos about my jade plants before, and those jade plants have perished. Actually now I don't have is that right? Yes, I don't have a living jade plant. Okay, so probably I will get one soon, but all my jade plants before I've killed. And I'm really like jade plants because they're this iconic classic succulent. Like when you hear succulent, you're gonna hear jelly beans and echeverias and then jade plants, and that is a Crassula. And I really wanted to have that in my collection, but I've killed all of my jade plants before, so I was actually hesitant to collect more Crassulas. But now that I have as I said before, the potting mix, so I think I'm gonna be more confident growing them. This one I believe is a Leptopetalum amethystinum, and you can see that this is the pink pebbles, and I used to call my amethystinum my cute piggies. I call them piggies. Is that right? If I remember correctly, because they're this pinkish thick leaf succulents that I really adore. And those amethystinums died. Okay, so there's that. And this one we're gonna try again. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, if this is not a referral. Okay, I'm not sure if I ordered this or if this was a free, but I think I ordered it because my last one died. Okay, so that's just what you do if your succulents die, just buy new ones. So when it comes to Crassulas, again with the Crassulas, with the jade plants, and this is another Crassula, and I think I'm gonna be going overboard with Crassulas because this is the Buddha's temple. Okay, look at that. Really reminds me of the sandworm in Dune, if you've seen the Dune movie. And it's really nice, the stacking growth on this one. Buddha's temple, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, look at that. So I will be showing you a clip of this tomorrow when it's bright out. And the formation of the leaves are so nice, it's so sleek. Yeah, and I'm just actually nervous of holding this one because I'm afraid that this will not survive here in my care. And I believe this one is one of the more difficult succulents to grow, the Buddha's temple, because I've watched several succulent growers on YouTube on this plant. I've researched on this plant really a lot, and most of the time those people who are growing them have difficulty growing them. They're not the easiest to grow, the Buddha's temple. And those with other big Crassula collection, they will usually have a Buddha's temple that is very small, so they're able to grow other Crassulas to be large, but this one, it grows much more slowly and it doesn't grow a lot. It doesn't grow very big. So that's the challenge that we're going to be trying here in Kalei plants. I'm hopeful that we can keep this one alive for about a month or two, or more than a month. Okay, but yeah, I'm hoping that we can make that go on forever, hopefully. Yes, Crassulas have this problem with Crassulas that they get this rust fungus. Now that is the top reason why I avoid Crassulas, because all of my Crassulas before or other varieties of Crassulas I've had before, I've had problems with rust fungus. And rust fungus is, how would I describe it? It's like you're getting splotches of black on your leaves, especially on the fuzzy Crassula. and they don't look good. So that's what I think that's why it's called rust fungus, because it has this splotches of dark color on the leaves, and I really hate it when my plants do that, when my Crassulas do that, because I've had it several times before, and I was trying to solve it, and I can't seem to find a solution for it. I think it's because the plant is, I thought it was burning, so I thought it was burning and I thought it was rotting, and the plants just deteriorated after that. So I really didn't like that look on my succulents, so I avoided Crassulas because of the rust fungus. And if you're gonna watch other growers of Crassulas as well, you will find the same problem with the rust fungus on other growers as well. So this is a Pachyveria, I believe, crown ball. Okay, look at that. This one is much more pinkish, reddish colored Pachyveria, and it's really chubby, really nice. Yes, and it's a compact succulent. I believe this one doesn't grow large, it just clumps, and it has this small, thick, compact shape. Okay, look at that crown ball. Okay, so that's really nice. I'm really trying to get my hands on these much more rarer or much more Korean like succulents. Okay, and Ma'am Sanil Saltin, or the Succulent Bucket on Facebook, they have these really nice varieties of succulents, and you can buy them for much cheaper compared if you buy them with Korean sellers, much like with this one, because if you buy this from a Korean seller, it will take much more longer, and the plant might be much more stressed because it went from overseas, and also it might be much more expensive if you buy it from overseas. But here, this is a locally propagated one. Really nice. Okay, I will show you a clip of that tomorrow. Okay, so now we have this one. This is more Crassulas. These are more Crassulas. This came from Rowena Duckleys of Advil Deal Facebook page. Okay, they're also a Bengal propagate of succulents, and they're also one that I follow because they have these really exotic plants. From time to time, they will sell these really unusual, uncommon succulents, and they're more of the rosette type of succulents. Sometimes they will sell Haworthias as well. So let's see. These are all Crassulas. So let me just continue with my rant on Crassulas as I unbox this. Wow. Okay. I believe Crassulas ship even better than sedums and echeverias. Crassulas, you won't have any problems with leaf dropping if they're not jade plants. Jade plants are the only Crassula I believe that has issues with leaf dropping, but with any other Crassulas, especially the stacking ones, they hold onto their leaves much more longer. The barbecue ones, the problems that you will have with those, the stacking type Crassulas, they will sometimes snap off. So that's one thing that irritates me also about Crassula. Thankfully, they will also propagate quite quickly, but if you bump them, those stacking leaves, just like with this one, sometimes it will snap out of the stack, so it will just drop. Okay, so I think that's how they propagate them themselves in the wild. They just snap out of their stacks. So that's one problem. You will not have any issues with leaf dropping on that. And also with Crassulas, what I would say compared with other succulents, they're much more thirstier, so they dry out much more quickly than your much thicker succulents. Because look at this is a really thick leaf succulent, and Crassulas usually they will have thin leaves, so they will have less water storages in them, so you might want to water them more. But if your potting mix is not good, then you might give them a rust fungus again, especially if your potting mix doesn't dry up very quickly. So you might not want to plant them in a very compact potting mix. You might want to give them much more quicker, fast draining potting mixes. Okay, look at that. That is a Morgan's Beauty, and it is true to its name, beautiful. It's a thick leaf Crassula, and you can see it's really nice. It looks like it's very delicate. Yes, and there are some splotches on it. I'm hoping that it's not rust. Wow, I'm really nervous just holding it. It looks like a Crassula springtime, but with influences from Crassula falcata because of those fuzzy leaves. And it's really nice, and I believe this is also one of the more slower growing Crassulas. and I'm really nervous just holding it. Wow. Okay, Crassulas are very unique. They're very beautiful succulents compared with your other rosette type succulents. Crassulas are also very varied, and there are also a lot of different hybrids and cultivars. Yes, there's a lot of Crassulas around, and they range from appearances like sometimes they will have this rosette like appearance, but sometimes some of them also looks kind of an ice plant. So they're really a varied genus of succulents. Wow, yes, this is the one. This is, okay, is this not the Buddha's name? Oh no, this is the moon glow. Yes, the moon glow. And look at that stacking growth on that plant and the really thick leaves. Yes, I used to think that this plant has these hollow leaves, that they just look big on the outside but they're hollow on the inside, but now looking at it, it's really thick and really has this sculptural look to it. It's like it's a statuesque. Really nice. I'm so excited with that. Actually, I have bought a shade net so that my plants won't burn, but recently we've been getting a lot more cloudy days, so I decided not to put the shade net. But I think that if we get much more hotter, if we get hot, I will just put the shade net over the greenhouse. And this is the ivory pagoda, I believe. Look at that, really nice, really nice ivory pagoda, I believe, or ivory tower, or I think it's really nice. It has that moon glow appearance as well, but with fuzzier leaves. It's like I'm holding something that came out of a science fiction movie or something from out of space. That's what it looks like. Okay, this video is gonna get long. We really have a lot of plants. Okay, this is one of the other exotic type of succulents that you wouldn't really usually find. And if you watch this video, you're one of the few people who will be seeing this on video, because I searched on YouTube for a long time for this plant and all I saw are foreign non-English videos of this plant. And this is Crassula clavata, and look at that, it's a red one. It looks really nice. Okay, it might not look as red as it's supposed to be, but it's not as green as the other ones, and it's a really thick. Oh no, holding it feels like something else. It doesn't have farina. It has these smooth leaves that looks like a jade plant, and this really nice crisscross growth habit. Really nice. I think Crassulas are my next favorite succulent. This is really the extreme, the most unfamiliar that I can go with succulents. Crassulas. Whew. Yes, but I don't think I ordered this one. Oh, I think it's a free one. Wow, look at that, the airplane plant. It really looks like an airplane. Whoosh. I'm just here alone laughing on this plant. Okay, it's so nice. It has some tiny splotches on it, and I'm hoping that it won't spread, but I really like the appearance of this plant. And because it's thick, I think that this one will be a slower growing succulent. Yeah, okay. It's like they're like toys. They don't look like plants anymore. They just look like jewels. They look like toys. These are really exotic. I've never seen these plants before. Only on pictures, not on real life. Oh, I think it's a free one. It's a Echeveria Morning Beauty, if I'm not mistaken, subsessilis. Echeveria subsessilis, and it has some roots already. Look at that, the blue Echeveria Morning Beauty, I think. Echeveria subsessilis, really nice, really compact. I love the look on this one. But this one, I believe, tends to etulate, grow upright, especially with the light conditions that we have. Yeah, But that is the biggest blue surprise that I will be having in my greenhouse, because I have a small one. I think my other one just shrunk because I wasn't caring for it well, so I have a small morning beauty. Okay, I think this is the pagoda, the small pagoda succulent. It's another stacking one. I believe all Crassulas are stacking right now, and we have a lot of stems fallen out. Oh, I think this one will not do well anymore. Okay, look at that. Okay, it's one of those crisscross Crassulas, and that's the bad stem already. Okay, so I'll be showing you a clip of that. But this one seems to have some of its head still intact, so I'm hoping that we can still keep it alive. This is a big one. Oh, I think I know what this one is. This is the baby necklace. Yes, look at that. Look at that. It really looks like a barbecue. It looks like you would cook this like this. But look at that. It's a baby necklace Crassula, and I believe this is also one of the hybrids, and it's really chubby. It looks like our usual barbecue Crassula, but this one is really thick and really nice. I love the compact appearance and the little tips. They look so cute. Yes. I'm laughing at myself again. Okay, now we're on to our last one. This is a flat one. I don't know why. It feels like I'm gonna break it. Okay. I forgot the name, but I will be posting it on the screen. But look at the variation of the color with the greenish yellowish tips and the pinkish white, kind of a pinkish green white lower leaves, and really nice color variation on that. Really amazing. I think that's about all the plants that we have for now, and I've been ranting on for too long. Yes, I think I already shared some of my thoughts on growing Crassulas. So just for quick recap, Crassulas like to be watered a little more often than your other succulents, but also they want to dry out fast. Still, they don't want to sit in wet soil for very long. And also, if you really want some potting mix that dries up very quickly but has some organic material to it, I would recommend that you use more alnus compost in your mix, just like with what I said with our recent videos. And also, they still need to have 6 hours of bright sunlight, but they don't like that really hot direct sun compared with our Echeveras. They would appreciate a little bit of protection, because these ones, they don't have a lot of arena, so they're much more prone to burning. So if you're living in a colder climate though, you might want to give them some cold temperatures, because that will also make them show their colors if your Crassula is a colorful one. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think you will have more success with Crassulas if you're living in a much more colder, milder area climate. But with my space, currently we're in the middle of winter, so I'm hoping that I can make these ones establish. But I think that's about it for all the tips that I can give, all my thoughts on Crassula. I will still be learning more about them. If you have any tips that you want to share with your experience with growing Crassulas, that you have success with them before, if you have any experience with them, please make sure to comment down below. I will really appreciate it if you send me your comments and your advices and your tips, so we can also share it with other growers as well. And I think that's about it for this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.